Well, I guess it's going to do about a week, and we're going to visit, I know, Evanston and Kent and a couple of places around that area, and looking forward to it. It's going to be, let's see, we've done the East Coast and the West Coast and Japan, so this is kind of our fourth outing, I guess. We just play the record, and it's a lot of fun because in between us, we got a million stories, and it's a lot of fun to recount kind of all the stories behind the tracks and behind CJ and I getting together and working on the project. CJ Vanston is my music partner on this project, an amazing musician in his own right. Well, originally it was going to be an instrumental record. I just wanted to do Apache, my, songs of my youth, songs that I really enjoyed, and I was at a function with Mike McDonald up in Santa Barbara. We were doing a charity event, and Michael had asked me. He said, "Well, what are you up to?" I said, "Well, I'm doing this solo project." My buddy CJ said, "Well, if you'd like me to sing on it, I'd love to." And I guess it took me a femtosecond to think, "Yep, that's what we're going to do. It's not an instrumental record anymore." And so Mike came down to L.A. and we did a vocal track together, which was pretty amazing. The idea was that, sure, play on the record, but you had to write something, whatever it was we were going to do, you had to write it with myself and CJ, and you had to do something that was very outside your wheelhouse. And so he said, fine. And we came down and we ended up doing My Place in the Sun, which is very different from Michael than anything he's ever done. And the same thing with Clint Black. I ran into Clint up at a function in Central California, and same thing. He asked me what I was up to. I told him. He said, "Well, he'd like to play on it." I said, "Sure." And same thing, something that's very different, not your typical Clint Black, which if you listen to Bad Move, so Bad Move is very different than anything Clint's ever done. And the same with Johnny Lang. So we ended up having a lot of fun trying out a whole bunch of different things. And that made the record somewhat eclectic. And then My Old School was a song that I had always sang with Steely Dan when I was playing live. And I always thought the song had a lot of energy potential. And so I did an arrangement of it that I thought was a little more energetic, and people seemed to like it. Do It Again is a fun tune, but we decided that, again, there's no sense in doing it like the record, so let's do something real different. And we came up with an upside-down sort of flipped it around, spun it around, shuffle version of Do It Again as an instrumental. And again, people actually like it. So I guess, I don't know, I guess we seem to have made people happy with this. Well, this time we thought, since this is a brand new record and we were all pretty proud of it, why not just go out and play it? And there are a couple of other tunes in the live show that are little surprises for people. But for the most part, it's performing the record. And that plus telling a lot of stories in between, we've gotten a lot of positive feedback. Everybody seems to like it, so I guess we'll keep doing it. I've been a first call studio guy for a bazillion, quadrillion years, and CJ is the same. He's been a first call studio guy and has a million stories, and so does Mark, our drummer, and Hank Orton, our bass player, who also plays bass with the Detroit Symphony. I mean, everybody's got a million stories. So it's kind of freewheeling. Well, we're going to perform the record, the album, and so they're going to, hopefully they'll enjoy that. And there'll be some surprises in terms of what we play, some other tunes that we throw in that might be slightly in the same way as we reinterpreted songs like Do It Again and My Old School. There'll be some surprises. Should be a lot of fun. And again, a lot of stories. It's just, that's almost as much fun as playing. There's some wacky stuff, especially the way that CJ and I first started playing together, how that worked out. There's a whole bunch of, I think it's pretty interesting. At least people have told me that they enjoy the storytelling almost as much as the music.